welcome back to Seduce Me. And of course, we are going to continue right where we left off. And again, I'm recording in mass quantity. So leave any suggestions on what. Give me. Actually, guys, how about you answer this? Which boy is your favorite? Sam, Matthew, Eric, James, or Damien? Okay, pick one. Okay, guys, so this is where we left off. I accidentally hit the button before I saved it, so it moved forward a little bit. We didn't miss anything, this is literally was the next thing. Okay, so, in the yard were all five of the boys practicing fighting. Sam was in the middle with the other four surrounding him and throwing punches and kicks at him, Sam being the strongest of the bunch, blocked and dodged, each almost masterfully. So he's like the fighting master? Like, oi, master, do. I'm gonna disturb them. Hey! Hey! Why do they look so creeped out? Like, damn. Once the boys looked at me frozen in their movements, I just stood at the doorway staring at them after my outburst. James was the first to break away from this group, stepping towards me.
Good morning. We apologize if we woke you up.
There's nothing good about mornings, but okay. No, it's fine. I've been awake for a while now. I'm sorry I interrupted.
It's quite all right. We needed to stop anyway. We don't want to overwork Sam.
Oh, poor Sam.
Oh, come on. I can handle more than those pity punches.
Ooh.
Your mind seems grateful that we've stopped.
Shut up, Damien.
Shut up, Damien.
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know he was gonna say that, but damn.
Oh, crap. We should probably make some lunch. I'm sure you're starving.
I can handle lunch if you'd like. You all seem to be very busy training to beat Max. I'll take care of it today.
Whoa, seriously?
Why do they seem surprised? Yeah, why not? I'm not useless. I know how to cook and do other stuff too.
Well, no, I wasn't insinuating.
Ooh, big word.
What he means to say is that we'd be really grateful if you could make lunch today.
Oh, that was nice of James. No problem. As they turned to the kitchen, the boys went back to training. They seemed very determined to get better and to become stronger. Might as well make lunch today. It's been a while since I cooked. Lunch wasn't particularly hard. I decided to make, let's try pizza. Pizza is always good no matter what time of day it is. Do we have any? Luckily, we had some pizza in the freezer to heat up. Pizza Amores, baked with love pizza. It had all the makings of pizza types, including pepperoni, sausage, mushroom, extra cheese. Just top it, bake it, and serve. I'll have to get more later. I placed the food in the dining room, however, none of the boys were there by the time I brought the final dish out. I carried the dish to the main lobby, catching the boys separating into different rooms of the house. Part of me wanted to go to one in particular, the other part of me wanted to just leave them be and take the food in my hand, get to my room, and eat. Maybe I could go out today while the boys focus on training. I'm gonna try to find one they keep by. I don't know, maybe she can talk to them. I pushed the rest back and grabbed the second food dish before hunting down one of the boys. I couldn't find any of them. I could only shrug, though. They knew where their food was. So I went to my room and sat and ate alone in my room. Oh, that's really sad. It's not my problem. I turned on my computer and started to jam to music as I ate. As I ate, I began to think about going out. There were so many places to go, things to do. Let's stay in our room. I needed to stay in. There was really no way to spend my day anywhere except home. I'll just entertain myself. The question was, how? Browse the interwebs. The internet. It was a seductive beauty on my laptop computer screen. I decided the best way to spend my day was in my bed rummaging through the glorious world that was the internet. Getting comfy on my bed, I logged into my laptop and opening browser. Automatically, it brought me to my email. 7 new college emails. Great. In almost perfect order, Harvard, Stanford, and 3 other business-oriented schools had emailed invitations to visit the campus. I sighed and rolled my shoulders. Sunday, no work day. Oh. I closed down and looked into Roll R. If it weren't for the overly dramatic hate on the site, Roll R would probably be the greatest website ever. Gifts, facts, hate, and blogs all in one beautifully crafted blue website. Perfect waste of time and entertaining yourself. I really should change my theme, but to what? I sighed and let the thought slip from my mind. What replaced it, though, was the reality I was in. Magic, huh? I decided to search the demons in the search bar for lore. As expected, all that came up were pictures either photoshopped or digitally drawn of fictitious ideas of demons, horns, wings, sharp teeth, blood. The whole stereotype was in that results page. I couldn't help but smirk a bit. If only the world knew the truth, how many posts would explode? As I scrolled, one post caught my attention. Chicago Fantasy? I skimmed through the posts to see snapshots of Chicago and a long essay from a username, The Raven That Got Kissed. Weird name. The essay talked about demons appearing at the worst possible times as a vampire war was starting up in the dark corners of Chicago. I couldn't help but raise an eyebrow. Vampires? Well, if demons are real, why not vampires? At the very end, however, the writer made a cute advertisement about an establishment called The Raven's Kiss, with a hipster gothic-style coffee shop in the outskirts of Chicago. I'll have to check it out sometime. I continued to scroll through Roll R, losing track of time until my stomach started growling for dinner. The remainder of the night passed by surprisingly uneventful. The boys continued to train with each other, but were kind enough to stop and make me dinner. I was glad for that. Unsurprisingly, the food was perfect, but it felt a little empty without the boys to eat with me. They most likely had already eaten, but still, I felt lonely. Aw, I feel bad. I wouldn't let it bother me. I ate and went back to my room to study and sleep. Surprisingly, I felt good going to bed that night. I felt like I could have a peaceful sleep after the previous rough nights I had. I felt good. I drifted to sleep and woke up almost flawlessly that next morning. No grogginess, no aches, perfectly energized and bright-eyed. Man, how long had it been since I got that much good sleep? I looked at my alarm clock and woke up. I woke up 10 minutes before my alarm. Hey, I must be lucky today. Karma owed me some luck after I had gone through nearly a handful of days. I deserved to get some good luck. Ecstatic for the day ahead, I turned off my alarms before they could ring and got dressed. However, my phone started to quickly buzz from an incoming text. Huh? Who's texting me this early?
Yo, Anderson! You're carpooling with us from now on. We're not letting you waste your money on a bus. Get ready and be at your gate at 7 stat.
Ooh, nice. I saw my friends were the best. I couldn't drive yet, and I didn't have a car, so it was awesome that my friends would let me carpool. I decided to check the time. 6:30. Perfect, I can eat some breakfast before they come. I packed my bag and carried it downstairs in the kitchen. I quickly made myself coffee and toast, not having time for anything big. I let out a soft sigh of happiness as I sipped my coffee. I felt great, and I felt like nothing would stop me today. Come at me, Day. I'm ready for you. I looked at the time again. Time to go. Quickly rushed to the door, checked myself in the passing mirror. I wasn't wanting to impress anyone, but I still needed to look decent. And right on cue, Naomi drove up to the gates with Susie waving me down. I rushed out the door and we headed to school, talking about the homework and the coming day. We made it to school without a hitch. Our lockers were in the same part of the hall, so we quickly unloaded and what we needed to and got our important books and necessities. First incident of the day. I walked just to Suzu and Naomi, who were both waiting for me on the opposite side of the hall. Something hooked my ankle and made me fall forward.
Hey, are you okay? Who did that?
The hurriers looked back to see Lizette and her gaggle of girls. Lizette had a look of complete innocence, while the girls around her giggled like no tomorrow.
Why, you little... Suzu, don't!
Ooh. I felt a giant fire of anger burn my stomach as I stared at Lizette. Today was not the time this had happened to me. However, it was now clear who was behind these incidents. Even if she was innocent and one of her goons did it, it was now obvious that Lizette was the mastermind just from the look on her face. She was no friend, nor would she ever be. I had to do something. Let's glare into her soul. I glared hard at Lizette, feeling wisps of air and magic run through my skin and veins. However, I stopped at what I saw. Around Lizette was a dark purple aura that seemed all too familiar. It was demon magic. It was like demon magic, but it seemed to be tamer. I slowly rose to my feet, collecting my belongings as I continued to stare at Lizette. Something was off. As I continued to look at her, the aura grew, forming a shadow behind Lizette with red eye-like shapes glowing from within its darkness. It actually looks like a woman.
Anderson, you alright?
I couldn't respond. I was entranced by the small hum in the air. It was distant, almost like an ethereal whisper you hear in horror games, but it was real. It sounded vaguely like a woman humming a tune I didn't recognize.
Hey, are you okay?
Let's go. We'll be late for class. I suddenly felt the need to walk away, so I did. Naomi and Susie scrambled to catch up, follow at my new quickened pace.
Sheesh, Anderson. You look like you saw a ghost. Are you really okay? That fall was pretty bad. I think she saw underneath Lisette's cake face and saw the devil itself.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, Suzu, hush!
Dot, dot, dot. No, something was wrong with Lisette. It was more than just her being mean. It was something or someone watching over Lisette. Or they were watching me behind Lisette. What they were doing, I don't know, but it was definitely demonic. Surprisingly, the rest of the school day went off without another incident. I went to my classes, had lunch, and was anxious to get home. As bell rang for school to end, I felt my phone vibrate in my pocket. A text from Dad. I'll be picking you up today. Make sure you're ready to go when I get there. Ooh, okay. That's kind of a surprise. I quickly headed back to my locker and got my things before waiting for Naomi and Suzu.
Hey, are you ready to go?
Actually, my dad's picking me up.
Really? Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense. We'll drive home together next time. Tell your dad that we've got you covered from now on.
That's nice of you. Yeah, alright. Even while I laughed, something didn't seem right. My dad texted me to say this? Why was he going to pick me up? Had I done something wrong? I didn't know. I waved goodbye to Naomi and Suzu before heading off to the usual spot where my dad picks me up. I took the time to listen to my music while I waited. I needed to go to another Rise of the Phoenix concert. Eventually, I played the entire album with no one showing up. What the? Hey, that's never late, especially not this late. I quickly dialed my dad's number again, but as soon as I pressed call, it disconnected and read a signal disconnection error message. What the? No signal error? How do I not have a signal? I double-checked my phone and saw all 5 bars for signal. He must be in a dead before I could finish, a group of hands grabbed at my hands, feet, and covered my mouth. I screamed in the hand over my mouth, struggling to pull away from the hands grabbing at my limbs. It felt disgusting and scary, and filling their hands on me, I needed it to stop.
Hey! Don't dirty up Malix's prey!
The voice, which sent a fearful shiver down my spine, whispered into my ear.
You're coming with me, Miss Anderson.
I couldn't fathom what was happening, but before I knew it, I was blindfolded, my limbs were quickly tied up. I felt myself being carried somewhere, and was shoved into something that echoed the interior of a bus or a van. The doors closed, and off I was taken, unsure of where I was going and why. All I knew was that I was in trouble. All I saw was darkness. I felt numb as I was led to a place I didn't know of. I couldn't even move my lips to scream. Sounds zipped past my ears, first of the interior of a car, then the outside, then an echoey place filled with then an echoey place with whispers and cackles of people vibrating through it. However, the wrap around my eyes was eventually removed from my face, and my bonds were cut. It took a while for my eyes to adjust, but I found myself in a warehouse surrounded by devils, including Malix, who was smirking at me.
Nicely done! I'm sure those little shits will come running to find you when they realize you didn't return to your precious little mansion. They'll search everywhere for you.
Mouse walked over and set the barrel of his gun against the skin between my eyes.
It'll be so funny when they find your dead body instead.
Does that say Smoochie? Sorry. It'd be so... Oh, okay. Fight. No way was this happening. No way was I going to let myself be a victim of this. I gotta remember, wasn't that both?
What are you whimpering? Are you praying that the boys will come and save you?
I kept grumbling, trying to remember and shut my eyes. Studying for a brief second wasn't going to keep a spell in my mind, but I had to try something, anything. All of a sudden, the air grew still and silent. I opened my eyes and looked around and gasped at the sight. Everything was frozen in time, as if the clocks had stopped and everything had followed suit. What the? At first, I instantly wanted to move. My feet were glued to the ground. I guess I couldn't change time and escape from where I was, but I was still lost. What was I supposed to do? A soft whisk of air made me turn to a floating light purple orb. I stared as it glowed, giving off a warm feeling. For some reason, this thing made me feel happy and content, despite the situation I was in. My heart felt like crying, yet I didn't know why. It couldn't have been. Grandfather? As I muttered, the herb slowly grew and faded into the spirit of my grandfather from when I last saw him. I stared up at him, completely shocked that I was correct, and that his form was standing in front of me.
I guess it was a good idea to bring the incubi here after all.
Oh my god. What? Is it really you? What do you mean? My grandfather smiled before patting my head gently. I couldn't feel it, but I knew he tried, so I closed my eyes in acknowledgement before looking at him again.
Sweetie, I'm sorry for not telling you, but I didn't know if you were ready to know.
That you handled demon magic?
Yes.
Why? What is there to gain from learning and using demon magic?
It wasn't a matter of gaining anything except knowledge. Through magic, I was able to learn more about the demon world and its wonders. I even met your incubi friends.
Aww. You met the boys?
Yes, it was I who helped them come here, but it seems it was at the cost of my life.
Oh no. What? Why? Why sacrifice yourself like that? None of this made sense. He died to bring the incubi into the human world. Why? Why? My mind was practically screaming in anger. I needed answers. With time being frozen, we had all the time in the world. Why would you die for something like that? Why leave us alone? Why leave me alone?
I wasn't intending to, my dear. But now that I'm gone, you have a chance to find yourself without anything hindering you.
What?
Your father had always been so hard on you. I'm to blame for that. He learnt of my studies before he married your mother and pushed me away, promising to never follow in my footsteps.
Okay.
As he was my son, I still loved and cared for him. I helped him in little ways, from paying bills and making sure he had food to come home with by adding money to his accounts. You don't know how hard your father worked to get to where he is now.
I started trying to take it on. It was true that my dad worked really hard, but I didn't realize how rough he had it.
When you were born, I couldn't have been any happier. I tried to give you as many toys as I could, but many of them were tossed away by your father to protect you from me.
Oh, that was nice of him.
I thought I would never be able to see you, but when I found you on the street, I was blessed enough to be given a chance. After I brought you back to your parents, I asked your mother to convince your father to let you visit me often, and he finally agreed.
Aww. Why does Dad hate you so much? Why put that on me?
Your father saw me as a monster. He was afraid I would hurt you. He wanted to protect you from me at all costs, even if it meant becoming a monster to you himself.
Oh, that's actually kind of sweet now, because I guess her father is not that much of an asshole.
You did not know my father! You did not know what he was capable of!
Damn. Well, that's coming back to haunt her, isn't it?
He truly does love and care for you, but he doesn't want you to be as curious as I was.
Well, I mean, curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. Curious?
I chose to learn about magic. I grew curious about it. He thought that was wrong, so when I didn't give it up, he shut me out of his life.
Well, I mean, maybe. I can see that.
What a stubborn old man.
So I did the only thing I could do. I gave everything I owned to you, including my hidden books your father never knew of.
Oh, sneaky. My head began to spin. There was too much information. It was all going so fast, despite time not moving a single inch.
I'm just so happy that my curiosity stayed with you.
So my grandfather met the incubi. That seemed so surreal. I could hardly believe it, yet here was the spirit of my grandfather telling me. It was almost like a dream. So you introduced them to the human world?
That's right. I told them about the wonders of our world, and they all wanted to come to experience it. So I helped them come over and gave them everything they needed. They traveled everywhere, and I helped them as they learned more about humans.
Aw, nice of him.
Then, I suddenly stopped breathing. I don't know why, but I believe it was because my time was up. After I died, the boys tried to come back. However, Malix attacked them instantly when they crossed his path. I used the last bit of my strength to guide them to the estate so they had a place to stay to heal.
Oh, nice. So that's why they were in the house. But they said they didn't know about the house belonging to anyone.
I never told them it belonged to anyone. I merely told them to head to the estate for shelter until they could learn to live on their own.
Well, that was sweet If the estate was meant for them, why give it to me?
I never knew your father would move you in so quickly. Even still, you managed to learn of them and learn of the demon world. You even were curious enough to study the magic.
Why not teach me when I visited?
You were too young to understand. I was hoping that you would make the choice to learn on your own when you were ready to handle it. And you did. I'm so proud of you.
Okay. Seems kind of convoluted, but okay. What are you saying? I've barely begun reading it. I don't remember anything.
I will help you remember.
Nice of him. Then my grandfather gently bent down and kissed my forehead. All at once my mind began to fill with spells and the history of arcane magic, the demon world, and everything my grandfather had known. I looked at my grandfather again, now able to remember everything and more as he smiled down at me.
Never forget. Make your own choices and do what you need to do. Don't let someone determine your life for you. If you decide to never look at magic again, I'll understand. But now at least you know it's there.
Well, I mean, it's better to know and not want to learn about it. No, it's better to know about it and to know some things about it than to not know about it and be really shocked later on in life, in my opinion. My grandfather then patted my head before turning and walking away. I tried to follow after, still unsure and lost as ever, but my feet remained stuck to the floor. Wait, please! He didn't turn back, and he didn't stop walking. Soon he vanished past the wall, leaving me alone once again. I gritted my teeth, trying not to cry. My mind was filled with both the power to defend myself and a large amount of confusion I could never hope to shake off. I could feel the air around me start to move again, so I tightened my hands into fists, trying to push away my currents. I had to remember. I was Malik's captive. I had to escape. After I escaped, I could figure out my life. Soon the world around me returned to normal, with Malik's mocking me. I closed my eyes and began to mutter a spell from my memory. Spirits lume de fortium teum.
What the? Latin? What are you?
Oh, sorry. Decidio. I think that's how you say it. All of a sudden, a wave of light burst from my body, washing over the room and pushing the devils away from me to the ground. As the light quickly faded, I shook my head, feeling a small weakness in my legs. Malix quickly hopped up and growled at me, obviously surprised, but irritated beyond belief.
Where did you learn that? I will rip that tongue right out your mouth!
That's scary. Oh, creepy. Spiritus Terminum Pelicium Proha.
Come here!
I can't say that. Come here. Malix charged at me, dropping the gun that would never hurt me to the floor, reaching for my face. However, I quickly crouched down and covered my head with my arms, while a dark magic circle appeared on my feet. Above me, a dark shield appeared, blocking Malix from touching me.
How? You're just a human!
Just because she's human doesn't mean she's defenseless. A human who knows how to fight back. I pushed against the shield, forcing Malix back before standing. I wasn't some damsel in distress. I could fight for myself. I shook out the sudden appearance of numbness in my hands as I glared at Malix, challenging him once again to come at me.
Malix!
No! Stay out of it! I'll kill this bitch with my own two hands one way or another!
That reminds me of a song. Anyway. Okay, you're a bit crazy. As commanded, Eris stood away from us along with other devils. A group watching us was lost in intrigue as I stood up against their leader.
Oh, you must think you're some tough shit since you know some demon magic, huh? Well, guess what, princess? Demon magic consumes energy. I can play this all day, and when you finally lose all your energy, your ass is grass.
Rhyming. Nice. I glared, knowing that what he said was true. I couldn't hold out forever, but I definitely had the energy to last a while until someone found me, or until I could overpower Malix somehow. Malix charged at me once again, causing me to run backwards to keep some sort of distance. I could feel energy wanting to shoot out my hands, so I pointed my palms at Malix. Light purple spikes suddenly began shooting from my hands, forcing Malix to skid back. Only able to scratch the edges of his body, with one or two actually stabbing into his shoulder and leg. Malix growled, pulling them out and throwing them to the ground.
Quit playing around, Malix!
Ooh, damn. I lowered my hands, feeling numbness spread up through my veins to consume both my arms. I began to pant, desperate for some relief before continuing. Malix smirked at the sight. Oh, for the love of God, please someone find me, I prayed. I hoped that I wouldn't have to keep fighting. I was becoming desperate. made everyone in the warehouse drop their fighting faces was the screeching of police sirens coming closer to our location. Max smirked even wider.
It's time to have fun, boys! Make sure you kill them all!
Oh my god! All the devers seemed to get excited and started to walk past us to meet with the cops. But a loud finger snap stopped them and made them turn around. Alex and I looked to see Eris with her hand in the air. Post snap. Hey, sassy.
Eris, what are you doing?
I don't know, what is she doing? Snapping, obviously.
Enough, Alex! We've wasted enough time in this stupid town. I'm getting out of here and I'm taking the rest with me.
Damn, get it. I didn't know whether to laugh or not. I bit my tongue as Alex got angry again.
Like hell you are! Boys, do as I say, or else!
They sound like a divorced couple fighting over children. None of the boys moved. Eris snapped her fingers again, causing the boys to rush past her and out another way from the warehouse.
Alex, it's over. You can't even beat a human girl. You're losing your powers. Lower devils only follow higher-ups that actually have power.
Oh, damn.
Shut your mouth!
Oh, damn. Multiple times at Eris, who somehow managed to teleport away from the shooting light and reappear by us. She shook her head, letting out a sigh before grabbing Alex by the neck and pulling him off of me. What? Okay. Alex started to choke as Eris stared coldly at him.
All this for a bunch of pretty boys. You must be stupid and desperate.
Or all of those and paid. And getting paid. Alice looked at me, making me tense up.
Human! I suggest heading home to your pretty boys. You don't want to get involved in a supernatural investigation. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, probably is. She then turned back to Alex, scaring daggers into him as he glared back at her.
You really think women are weak? Let me fix that, sweetie.
Damn, I see what app says when I say sweetie when I'm upset. And with that, Iris vanished into the shadows, taking Alex with her. As I was left alone, the police siren stopped over to the open passage seat incubated with a large police siren megaphone staring at me in surprise.
Where is he? I swear I'm gonna...
He's gone. Iris took him and left. They won't be coming back. It was so surreal. I was helped by a devil. I quickly shook off the feeling. I was alive and that was all that mattered. I fought to stay alive and there I was. The boys tried to question me, but James cleared his throat, catching the attention of his brothers and me.
Let's just get you home, miss. There's nothing more to see here.
Oh, that's nice of him. Let's go home. All together, we began to walk out of the warehouse, back home. Oh my god, guys! Oh no! The boys! What if they... Oh no! There was no way in hell anyone was going to find out about this. It was over. Alex was gone and the boys were finally saved. A wave of relief ran through my body of thought of never having to deal with that group again. At the same time, a pang of realization hit the back of my mind. The boys were going to stay until after Alex was defeated. That was our deal. As we approached home, I could feel something heavy weigh down my heart. It was late, but the boys led me inside and turned on the lights in the lobby.
Finally, we can relax.
It will be good to have some rest without devils breathing down our necks.
I'm just tired. Can I hit the hay early?
I think some sleep would be good for all of us.
I looked at him, knowing he could read my mind, and frowned. I didn't want him to know about my thoughts on the situation. Yeah, that sounds good. I wanted to just end tonight. Too much happened, and I felt dizzy just trying to figure out. However, Damien spoke up, stopping all of us from moving.
Should we be gone in the morning?
The air became still with tension. The realization of the situation hit the boys like a wave, forcing them to turn to me in curiosity. They had remembered the deal and were now awaiting me to decide their fate. However, I knew my answer. I couldn't keep them here. I couldn't. They were demons and I was a human. I needed to deal with my own life beyond anything else. If the boys stayed, my life would only become more complicated. I think that would be best. Okay, guys, this is gonna be over soon, so let me just continue a little bit, and then I'll end the video there. James nodded in agreement, keeping a professional tone in his voice as he replied to me.
Then we will be gone before you wake, miss. Thank you for letting us stay here as long as we did.
Okay, I'm gonna end it here, and oh my god, guys, I'm literally crying. Oh my god. We'll be back soon with the next episode. Oh my god. Bye, guys. I'll see you all in the next video. Kisses.